Yo, alright. Actually, turn the lights off. Turn the lights off. We look good. We good. We got that natural lighting. Looking pretty. Okay. Just got home from dances videos for tomorrow. Or, I guess, as the time of uploading, I recorded it last night. So, today's video is about your environment. Okay, so your environment can and cannot dictate your actions. And so this is very prevalent for me right now. Is, you know, I talked about in the last video how I had the thing happen with my parents about religion or whatever. So for me, well, okay, let me start it like this. You should never let your environment dictate how you feel about a situation, how you react. You should never let the people you're around dictate how you think and how you feel and your perception of a thing, because their perception can be tainted. Not tainted. Sorry, that's a negative way of saying it. Their perception can be different from yours and not in the same moral perspective or the same mental perspective as you. Everybody has a different level of mental maturity and how they view things. Everybody has a different perspective on things. So, although you can find a group of people who have similar mindsets or similar perspectives upon things, now, if you have a group of like that, it's good to hear what they think about it, but not necessarily be like, oh, well, yeah, that's exactly what I think. That's how we got the cancel culture of nowadays or whatever, how people are like, oh, you did something bad, you're canceled, and then there's like 100,000 or more people just battering down on that one person or group of people or whatever. So, don't let people or your environment dictate how you respond, your perspective, or how you react to something. Going upon this, how this is very prevalent for me is a few months ago, I was having bad problems with my parents because I was doing things I shouldn't have been doing. And I got to a point to where I was so fed up with my parents, as in a sense of I shouldn't have been fed up with my parents because that's wrong of me. At the time, I had not known of the knowledge I have now. I was not aware of energy, of how, like, a higher power as in a form of energy, not as a god. I wasn't aware how the transfers of energies, like the law of detachment, the law of expectation, the law of attraction, not detachment. It's English. English. The law of attraction. I didn't know about stoicism. I didn't know about any of that. I had no idea. So I was, quote unquote, believing God or believing Christianity. And because at the time I wasn't really. It was really just a facade. I was very negative mentally. And I was thinking, I need to change my environment. I'm having problems with my parents. I'm having problems with this. I don't want to be dictated by anybody else. I want to have my own freedom. So I instantly went to the thought of moving out and not living with my parents. Which, technically, if I would have stayed with it, I probably wouldn't have been able to do it. But for me, I realized that it was possible. It would have taken a lot out of me. It would have ruined my relationship with my parents. So instead of changing my physical environment, what I did was change my mental environment. I started perceiving stuff differently. I started taking into account how I reacted to other people's. That's a really big thing into today's society. That is a very big thing in today's society, and how people respond to each other and how they react to other people's actions. My father asked me this question last night about my religion and how I view it and how my form of energy as in a god. He asked me, how do you decipher whether energy is positive or negative? And at the time, I didn't have the wisdom to answer his question, but now I do. I spoke to Angel, the person I talked about everything. I've spoke about her before. I asked her, I was like, how do you decipher between positive and negative energy? Okay, let me tell you what I told my dad. I told my dad, I was like, first off, before we really even started the conversation, when he started asking me questions, I was like, look, bro, I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to have all the answers right now. The universe will reveal those answers to me, and I'll be able to tell you what the universe said. And by all means, it probably won't fulfill your satisfaction of, oh, my question's answered. Like, what's 2 + 2 is 4? You know what I mean? Like, that's definite. If someone asks you what 2 + 2 is and you say 4, that's going to satisfy their thing. My answers probably won't satisfy you. But it's what the universe told me to tell you, as in the energy that I receive from the universe, That's another thing I'm going to talk about, because this is all mental environment. And there's 3 environments that I've realized: spiritual, mental, physical. A lot of the times, most of your situations is going to be physical, that you need to change, the people you're around, the things you're hanging out around, the things you're doing. Sometimes it will be a mental change, a mental environment change, that you need to get out of these thinking patterns, get out of thinking like this or doing that with your mind, watching these kind of things, letting these kinds of things in your mind. And very rarely there will be a spiritual change, a spiritual environment change, which is either you've received, if you believe in Christianity. For me, it would be I received another droplet of knowledge from the universe about this topic or that topic, or how to respond to people, how to control my mind. For me, that's how it would be. If you believe in Christianity, or a form of the Jesus Christ Bible, as in like God, the Son of the Father. Yeah, the Son of the Father. There you go. For you, that would be experiencing, another word, like hearing God's voice, or reading the Bible and receiving information from it and understanding and comprehending. That would be a spiritual change. So, upon that, my father asked me, how do you decipher whether energy is positive or negative? And at the time, I responded to him. I was like, I don't really know how to respond to that. And so I asked Angel, and she was like, first off, you kind of feel it, because obviously if you kill someone, unless you're a psychopath, you're going to kill someone, you're not going to feel good about it. You're going to know, oh, that was a bad action. Obviously, if it's in self-defense, that's a different situation, which is something that if my father does bring up the topic, I want to talk to him about. Because he was like, well, then if I go out and slap someone, is that morally correct? And it's like, no, because it's still, he was like, if I feel like that's a positive, is that a negative, and it's a negative for them, then how do you dictate that? Which is something I'm planning on speaking to him about. Is with energy, it is the energy I offer. If the universe tells me that it's positive energy, killing someone is not positive. Slapping someone is not positive. Cussing someone out is not positive. Forcing someone to drink or do drugs, or you doing drugs, that's not a positive. You know it's not a positive, because first off of your morals, and second off, the universe will tell you. You'll feel guilty about it. You'll feel bad about it. You'll be like, all right, well, that wasn't smart to do. You'll feel bad. That's how you know. This is a whole topic. Hopefully I can get it all in this video. I got like another 4 minutes, roughly. So said that. And then and I had told him what I had said was, it's based on the other person's perception. Because I can offer positive, and actually be like, hey, Father, look, I can offer you, let's say my father didn't empty out his coffee cup into the sink to make sure that the coffee didn't stain the cup. Instead of being like, Father, you didn't empty your cup out for the 90th time, I could be like, hey, Father, you didn't empty your cup. Again, can you try better next time? Or can you just make sure you remember next time, please? That's offering. You see the difference between the two? That's obvious. It's very obvious which is positive and which is negative. Now that we've declared what is positive and what is negative, if I offer positive, hey, Father, you forgot to empty your coffee cup out. Can you, try harder next time, whatever. And him take it as negative. Oh, son, why are you telling me to empty my coffee cup out? You should be doing it. He took it, his perception, the universe told me, that's positive. How you said that is positive, Taylor. But his perception of it is negative. That's why I asked her. I was like, how do you explain religion to someone who thinks in 2D, but religion is 3D? And she was like, you can't. It is physically impossible, because when you think on a higher level than 3D, when you think of outside of this world, when you think of a fourth dimension, 4D, it's incomprehensible to humans and to people who think in 3D, because humans have taken religion and made it a step-by-step process and brainwashed the people who listen to Christianity and follow religion. Sorry, let me make sure I have my words right. They have made it to where it's just a system. You've just become another factory worker. You get out of school, you go to school for 8 hours a day, you become a factory worker, you get out of that, then you go to church and you become a factory worker. You got to give money, you got to follow a strict curriculum, you've got to act right, you've got to be right, you've got to do this, you've got to do that. you just become simply another factory worker. It's just another response. It's just literally another robotic response. So upon that, I was like, it's based on your perception. And so I can't do anything about his perception. If I offer him positivity and he receives it negatively, that's his problem. I can't help him change his perspective. He has to change his perspective. He has to realize, oh, he said that in a nice, polite tone. He meant no harm, or he meant no negativity. All right, son, look, I understand that you offered to that positively. I'll try harder next time. Or, maybe next time can you try and remind me? Or even maybe next time can you empty it for me? Positivity. That's how you decipher positivity from negativity. The 3D, there's something else I wanted to talk about. Perception. Other people's perceptions. So I told him, I was like, if someone else perceives it wrong, you can't do anything about it. So then he was like, so you shouldn't care about other people, as in how they respond to it? And I was like, no. Because with this form of religion, with this energy of religion, you have to be so mentally aware, yet so mentally unaware. Because you have to be aware of how you respond to people, how you act, the energy you offer, the energy you receive. Yet you need to be unaware of how other people receive it. As in the sense of, if I offer positivity and someone and someone receives it as negative, if they receive it as negative, I can't do anything about that. All I can do is continue to offer positivity. Or I can choose the wrong path, which is offer negativity to their negativity that they offered me. So, that's the video. You have to... Ow, that was my hand. You have to change your environment. If your environment does not change, nothing will change. Some guy commented on my video. I think it was JP Quill or something along the line. JT Quill. And he said... dang, I don't think I can quote it. But... I don't know. It was... Oh, yeah. You can't change... you have to want to change... or nothing will change. Because if you don't change, then nothing changes. So if you don't change your environment, if you don't change your mental environment, if you don't change your spiritual environment, when it is presented to you, it will be very prevalent when you need to change your physical environment, your mental environment, or your spiritual environment. Even this, my Angel, the person I get my knowledge from, she went through a massive physical change. She was living her life, she was dancing, she was doing shows, she was doing what she wanted to do with her life. But her physical environment, the people she was surrounded with, the things that were happening around her were so negative. She was in California at the time. So negative. She was her negative environment, she stayed in it for so long that it affected her negatively mentally that she had to leave. She moved from California with no money, no anything, back to Mississippi to come dance back at our dance studio with her mother, or come teach at her mother's studio. And what my parents don't understand is that I have been the happiest in these past 2 months that I have been ever in my life. And yet, I don't have acting involved in my life. I don't want to act anymore. And I'm grateful that my parents have been able to offer me acting for 11 years. But even today, my mom was like, hey, we're going back to California in January. And last night, she was like, how have you shown gratitude? I've already told you for the past 3 years to stop throwing money at acting because I don't want to do it anymore. I'm thankful that you guys have continued to put money into it, but I have not. I don't want to do it. That's me offering my gratitude. That's me offering thanks. Because if you continue to force me to do something, I don't like it anymore. I don't enjoy acting. I enjoy dance. Acting is not a career for me anymore. Dance is a career for me. YouTube is a career for me. I mean, by all means, if nothing works out, I'll just do construction like my father and my brother. And I'll go back to being a 9-to-5 worker, living a life who's just striving for more money to survive for the weekend. So, upon that, as always, the man who believes the journey over has truly lost and is worse than the man who knows to continue fighting. As always, never stressing, always pressing. Thank you guys for watching. Today's video was a lot to get off my chest. It was a lot of energy I had out. Thank you guys, as always, for listening, watching, like, comment, subscribe. I gotta get these views back up. Because, we gotta get the army stronger. We gotta grow better as mentally. Also, I think I might just maybe come up with my own, not religion, but form of energy. I'm gonna try and awaken other people to this sense of religion, as in the energy way of it, as opposed to the strict form of religion from any religion. Because, yeah, I mean, I know how to, I don't want to say I know how to handle every situation because the universe will take away that wisdom from me. But I have been so mentally aware that I have been able to comprehend the situations, and the universe has provided the energy that I needed for my things. So, as always, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Ciao.